Well, I was listening to the wireless the other day with half an ear, and the presenter was talking about midlife crisis, and I wasn't really listening because I don't have a Porsche or a Harley. I have ridden motorbikes most of my life, but I don't anymore. So I didn't really pay any attention. Until he said, why is it that most middle-aged men take up cycling? And my ears pricked up. I thought, that's not a midlife crisis, surely. Certainly hasn't been my experience. In the words of Lee Clayton, I ride alone. Not because I want to ride alone, but because I don't know anybody else who cycles, apart from two of my colleagues. And we do every now and then go out for a ride together, but not often. So if everybody was having this midlife crisis, surely I'd be able to find hundreds of people to go cycling with. I know there was a huge upsurge of people taking up cycling during the pandemic, but that was just a way of being allowed out, combating the cabin fever. I don't think that was a midlife crisis at all. So I thought I'd tell you why I started cycling. Or should I say, came back to cycling. I was a pretty handy cyclist in my younger days. I was a South African silver medalist, so it wasn't as though I was unfamiliar with the sport. But life got in the way. You have children. You have to work long hours to keep a roof over their heads. And before you know it, 36 years have gone by in the blink of an eye. You can guarantee whichever route I choose, I'll spend most of my time going uphill. Oh, how I long to live in Holland. And those 36 years that I've been off the bike haven't been particularly good to me. Put on a load of weight, smoked too many fags, drank too much beer, and without really noticing, and you know you're putting on weight, and you know you need to do something about it. Surely it could wait till tomorrow. And then one day, your clothes don't fit you anymore. And you try and persuade yourself they've shrunk. But eventually, you realise it's becoming a problem. Well, at that stage, I decided something had to be done. even then, didn't have the urgency. I started thinking, well, I used to be a handy cyclist. Why don't I go back and do that? Running's certainly not a good idea at my age, because it's a high impact sport. So I started looking on Facebook Marketplace for a bike. Just a cheap one, because I don't know if I can still ride. So I found a bike on Facebook Marketplace which I was interested in, and it was quite local, but I just kept looking at the advert, didn't actually do anything about it. Still a bit half-hearted, really. And then one day I was at work, sitting around, not doing much at all. Morning. And my Apple Watch buzzed. I looked at it and it said, your heart rate is dangerously high. And that was the wake-up call. I went straight out and bought the bike. And it was hard. It was really hard. I found a little course. It was 2.5 miles long. And I rode it day after day until I had enough strength to go a bit further. But something fortuitous happened. I find I actually liked riding the bike, and the health and fitness thing became secondary. And now I can ride about 20 miles without any real problem. I'm not a proper cyclist by any stretch. And people still pass me as though I'm standing still. So perhaps they're the ones having the midlife crisis. One thing I am sure of is I'm not having a midlife crisis, because unless I live to 120, it's much too late for that.